Hello everyone, my name is Sebastian. I know I never make videos on here, but I'm going to start doing it if they get any amount of attention. 2 views is good enough for me. I'm making this video because I want to discuss I'm not sure if I'm using the word properly, but I guess the irony that Democrats, many liberals, many progressives who um, insist that voting for Hillary is the winning strategy. And I want to explain how it's ironic that the winning strategy is actually Bernie Sanders and not Hillary Clinton. I also want to say that I personally am voting for Bernie Sanders because I truly believe he's the best candidate. I perhaps will make a separate video on explaining that. And I don't think you should vote on who should win. I mean, if enough people who believe in someone um, are galvanized by a movement, then that person can win, whether they're not aesthetically appealing or whether they're a socialist or whatever the reason is. But anyway, to me, it's funny how most liberals that I know, who even prefer Bernie over Hillary, perhaps when it comes to policies, they still tell me they either tell me I'm not going to vote at all, or they say I think the better idea is just to vote for Hillary Clinton because she's the most pragmatic and strategic vote, or candidate, I should say. And I think that's ridiculous for the following reasons. So, Bernie's campaign released a very interesting, I guess, memo, you should say, by Tulin Research Polling and Strategic Consulting. And I'm just going to go over their main points that they found, and then you can draw your own conclusions. I'll perhaps provide the link somewhere down there. But they say, quote, there are several key points we will address in this memo, focusing on the fact that Bernie Sanders continues to close the gap in the primary horse race with Hillary Clinton, even over the past month, which pundits broadly declared a good period for Hillary Clinton, even going so as far as even going so far as calling it her best month ever. So the ironic part is that Hillary Clinton has, in her best month ever, has still gone down compared to Bernie Sanders, and we'll explain later why. Sanders is steadily increasing his name and favorability ratings with Democrats, especially Democratic primary voters. Third point, Sanders' message of income inequality and political corruption by special interests is driving the issue agenda within the Democratic Party. Hillary Clinton, next point, Hillary Clinton has real vulnerabilities within the Democratic Party electorate, particularly on being too close to special interests in Wall Street, among other issues. Next point, Sanders is much more popular with independents than Hillary Clinton, which has major implications for both the primary and the general election. And, last point, Sanders is currently much better positioned with Republican voters than Hillary Clinton. When combined with his vastly superior standing with independents, this helps explain why Sanders does at least well, if not better, it's mostly better actually, than Clinton in general election matchups with leading Republican candidates. These findings raise real questions as to which of these leading Democratic candidates is in fact the best positioned for the general election. So one thing to take note here is that Bernie Sanders is doing so poorly because he's not well known. But the statistics and the empirics show that the more he is known, the more exposure he gets, the more Google hits he gets, and the more people switch from Hillary Clinton to him, and the more independents decide to vote Democratic just to support him. And if we look at history, every time Bernie Sanders runs, because he's a progressive and because he can galvanize the youth and other people as well, Republicans included, libertarians even, which is ironic since he's a socialist, voter turnout is high and people will vote for him. Other things that the report found is that Obama, during the same period, was doing worse than Bernie Sanders is doing right now in national polls, yet he still won. We can also discuss methodological flaws with the polls showing Hillary Clinton winning nationally. First, the small sample sizes. The last one that I saw was 800, the other one was 400, not representative of this nation. And the second point that I would say is that it's by landlines. Who the hell uses that? Like people who are 600 years old. So clearly it's skewed in favor of Hillary Clinton. Also, if you look at a recent poll on from the University of Quinnipiac, Hillary Clinton is actually losing to Carson, Trump, and I believe Rubio. Sanders beats all of them by a wider margin than Hillary Clinton. And the reason why, once again, is because in a national level, independents and some Republicans who are fed up with the system, who don't believe Trump or Carson are the, I guess, good outsiders, will vote for Sanders. Also, Sanders has a populist appeal, kind of like an economic populist appeal that many on the right also entertain. And therefore, this is what I want to get across with this video. The irony is, liberals are, as of now, and moderates are still voting for Hillary Clinton, many of them because they think she's the most strategic candidate to win the national election, because the media tells us, the corporate media tells us that Sanders is, old and deranged or socialist. But ironically, if they want to be strategic, they should vote for Bernie Sanders. So I think I don't know if I should call it an irony or a paradox or just a weird, I guess, counterintuitive finding that the person they think is the best, not even policy-wise, but strategy-wise, is actually not the best strategic candidate. So not only, in my opinion, Sanders is better for policies. That is debatable, obviously, but I do still think, empirically leaning towards my opinion, that he's also the best strategic. So in my opinion, liberals should just get around Sanders and champion him as the front runner if they want to win a national election. And that is that. Hopefully I'll have more videos later. I rant for a very long time, so I'll probably have to practice to tone it down. Subscribe if you want. Yeah, I have many interests, including politics, economics, and other things as well. Have a nice one.